Hey everybody, Jonathan Clark here at Last Chance Archery, and I've got another how to do it video for you today. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to set up and how to use the Easy Green bow press. So when you open the bow press, you should have in your box the bow press itself. You should have 4 lag bolts and you should have 4 washers. You should have 1 draw stop finger. You should have 4 of the standard LCA patented bow press fingers. And then you should have a warning sheet. So when you open the box, what you're going to want to do first is get the bow press mounted. So when you mount the bow press, you just choose the location where you want it. You decide if you're going to mount it with C-clamps or if you're going to use the included lag bolts or washers. But what we do recommend, if you're going to put the lag bolts in a table such as this here, what you need to do is take a drill bit that's a few sizes smaller than the lag bolt and go ahead and drill you a pilot hole. Because what can happen is those lag bolts, if you put them straight into your wooden table or your bench, they can either break off or they may not go completely down, or there's a few things that can happen, whereas if you drill a pilot hole, they should go in without issue. So once you get the bow press mounted, I've just got 2 bolts here and 2 washers just for viewing purposes, but you would want to mount it with all 4 of your lag bolts and your washers. And then from there, you're ready to use the bow press. So in this next segment, I will show you how to put on your fingers. I will show you how to put the bow in the press, and I'll show you as well how to ensure that you're pressing the bow and putting even pressure on your limbs so that you're not damaging the bow while you're pressing it. All right, now that the bow press is set up, you're ready to install your fingers and press your first bow. So what you're going to want to do is take 2 of the curved fingers and you're going to install them by pressing down on the metal spring-loaded piece that's underneath this pin, and you're going to slide 1 finger on. You're going to do the same thing on the opposite side here, and then you're going to want to do the same thing on the other end of the press. You're just going to install all 4 of the curved fingers. And I already know that I'm going to be pressing one of the newer Matthews TRX models, and the limbs are really wide. They're dual limbs, so I'm going to want to put the fingers pretty well as wide as they'll go. So the fingers can adjust in and out simply by sliding the finger back and forth. So I've got the fingers set. They're as wide as they'll go. I've got the bow press pretty well set as well for this particular TRX 34, but I'm going to go ahead and roll it just a little bit. You can crank the handle in and you can crank the handle back out simply by changing rotation. I'm now going to put the bow into the press. I'm going to take the bow, and Matthews actually has these cool little half moon adapters on their limb tips. So with Matthews, you're going to take the tips of the fingers and you're going to put those fingers directly into these small adapters to press these bows. Any other brand out there, you're actually going to take the curved fingers and put the curved fingers over the limb tips. Only with Matthews do you use these special little adapters that they put on there specifically for a bow press. So I'm going to take the fingers and put them into the small adapters on these limb tips. I'm going to go ahead down to the other end of the press. I tackled that end first since the handle to move the press is on this end. I know that that end is ready to go and the bow's installed. I just keep pressure, I push pressure to hold it in on that end. I'm just going to wind the bow press in so that I can tackle this end as well. Everything is set. Now, I've added enough pressure just to hold the bow in the air. You can see it can still move because there's one more step. What you need to do is take the thumb screws on the back side of the fingers and tighten them forward. Make the fingers go forward and even out the fingers based off of the limbs on the bow. What this does is it's going to allow you to press the bow without torquing the riser and without bending your limbs one way or the other. And every bow is different. So I've done it on this end. I'm going to tighten the thumb screws on this opposite end now. Everything is good to go. And now you're ready to press. It is as simple as that. So I'm going to go ahead and press this bow here. Everything's good. I can take off the strings or cables. I can disassemble this bow. I can do whatever I need to do. And then when I'm ready, after I've made sure that everything is back in the same place, now I haven't taken anything off, but if you take strings or cables off of a bow, you always want to look and be sure that everything is back in the same place, that everything is installed correctly. and then just let the pressure back off again. The Easy Green will go out to 48 inches and will compress down to 25 inches. So it will press pretty well every compound bow on the market. And it is just that simple. Just put the bow into the press fingers. Be sure that the fingers are adjusted so that you're not torquing your riser or twisting your limbs. And then you're good to go. Just take the bow out of the press. And now you're ready to press another one. All right, that's about it. You're now ready to use your Easy Green bow press. It's important to note the Easy Green bow press is only made to press compound bows only. If you have crossbows that you need to press, you will need to upgrade to either a crossbow press, the Easy Green crossbow press, or you can upgrade to any of our Ultimate Easy presses. If they have Ultimate in the name, they are built for crossbows and compounds both. The Easy Green press is only made for compounds. Anything 100 pounds or less, it'll do. But anything over that, you're running the risk of damaging the bow press or your bow because the materials are not built strong enough for very high poundage crossbows. So it's important to remember that as you're using the bow press. It's also important to remember to adjust your fingers so that you're never pressing the limbs at any type of angle. You always want to adjust all 4 fingers just like we did earlier in the video. And you always want to be sure if you press a bow and take the strings or cables off, when you put those strings or cables back on, that all of the loops are back in their correct place so that when you take the pressure off the bow, everything's in place and nothing is going to disconnect. So on top of that, be sure to visit our website, check out the How to Do It section, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are going to continue making instructional videos and adding it to that area in our website. If you have any questions, be sure to contact us. You can send us a website contact form. You can email us or call us, and we'd be happy to help. Have a great day.